Well, I think the most important thing is that we're back at home. And the way the Big Ten schedule is set up for us this year, there's long road trips and then there's long home stands. I don't think that's necessarily conducive to what the Big Ten really wants. I know I've had a lot of fans that have told me they've forgotten what our team looks like since they saw them last. So I think that one thing I would love to see the Big Ten work at is trying to prevent 4 matches in a row on the road. Even though you do come back and have 4 at home, I think they need to look at that in their schedule making and try to prevent too many of those, because we actually have 4 times where we're either at home for 4 or on the road for 4. And there are some teams that have 2 at home, 2 on the road, 2 at home, 2 on the road, which is kind of what it has been more consistently. So that's something that is a concern. But the good news is we're now preparing for 4 at home. And we start with Penn State, who I think athletically is more impressive than anybody in the country. They're 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", just a lot of real tall athletic players who are getting better on a daily basis, and that's the important thing for them, is that they are getting better. They've played Illinois very, very close at their place on Saturday night. They're starting to believe a little bit in themselves, so they're a scary team to think where they're going to go, not only this year but down the road, because they're playing almost entirely freshmen and sophomores. I think that this team we have this year believes that they're a quality team and they can win big matches. We haven't beaten a top 10 team this year, but we have beaten 7 or 8 teams that are ranked in the top 40. We do need to go to that next level. Our first 2 opportunities were on the road to the teams that are ranked 1 and 2 in the RPI, and we lost those. But people would say, well, you were very competitive. Well, that and 50 cents might buy you a pop, and that's about it. So being competitive isn't what we're trying to accomplish here. We need to win those matches, and this weekend we have an opportunity to face 2 more quality opponents, with Penn State at number 9 and Ohio State at 25. And again, I'm glad we're at home, because I know the feeling you get when you're on the road, and it's one where you feel like sometimes the deck is stacked against you. And we need to utilize the sellout crowds that I think we're going to have, and a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and get back on back on track. Not that I think we're off track at 15-2, but we don't feel quite like we did going into the Illinois match before we lost 2 out of 3. Certainly this year it's more of a meat grinder than ever, and the expectations for our team are higher probably this year than they may ever have been, because of the success a year ago and a fast start and a talented team. And you just have to put it all in perspective, and you just take it one day at a time, and that's hard to do. Coaches have a tendency to worry about what happens if we do this, or what happens if this occurs, and so you just have to kind of keep it day to day, and just try to look at the positive side of everything, which is difficult to do sometimes. But we've got a great team, and it's a team that I love walking into the gym with every day. And you can't get too far ahead of yourself. You just, right now, all we're thinking about is Penn State, how we can prepare, what we can do to have success against them, looking at what our team needs to do to get better in general. And that's the thing in our league, everybody is well coached. And if you waste a day in the gym, okay, somebody has passed you or gotten that much further ahead of you. And so we just need to make sure that our coaching staff is doing the very best we can every day in the gym to focus on the areas that we need to improve on, to make sure our team's ready to play when we step on the floor on what's normally a Friday, Saturday,